Hey everybody, Kevin here from the CHP, the Christian Heritage Party of Canada. Yes, that is Christian. We stand on morals and values and tried and true proven principles throughout human history. Congratulations, you are now researching yourself on being, you're trying to be a smart citizen, inform yourself of different candidates and of different parties. So in today's video, I'm going to go through the top 5 party platforms that I strongly believe in, that I'm going to run in, that I love and I'm passionate about. You can check out the rest of the videos at chpkevin.ca or CHP Kevin on YouTube, CHP Kevin on Facebook, on Instagram, and all the different social media platforms. Share this video, give me a thumbs up, drop your comments and questions in the video below if you like this, and share this with everybody else that you think should be a informed Canadian for this upcoming 2019 federal election. Let's get right into it, and we'll start with the timer now. Number 1 is a Canadian-made, made-in-Canada solution for our voting system, because the current first-past-the-post system sucks. Old, it's ancient, it's not very inclusive at all. If anything, it's very exclusive. It's divisive. Always kind of devolves to polarizing sides, where rarely does a third or fourth party ever get say. And why can't we have an inclusive giant table, everybody at the table getting together, voices from all kinds of different religions and groups and nations and cultures, and sitting at the table? You don't like vote splitting, or you have to vote split, or you have to vote for the enemy of your enemy. You wish that there was a better candidate, or you like the candidate but hate the party, or like the party but don't like the candidate. New proportional representative system where your vote matters, where you can vote for your underdog or the candidate that you like or the party that you like, and not have to worry about them not getting in, or your vote doesn't matter. You can vote on number 1, 2, or 3. There's a variety of different ways, but a Canadian-made solution that is inclusive, that is meant for all Canadians, and a voting system where your vote counts. Whew. Wow, okay. Point number 2, stop increasing our taxes every day. It is absolutely true. Every day your taxes are increasing, and your money is becoming worth less and less, and it's becoming worthless. And what do I mean by they're increasing your taxes every day? Both the past governments that you keep voting in, that I keep voting in, have increased our taxes every day with this thing called inflation. They have brainwashed you and tricked you into thinking that it is a good thing by the Bank of Canada, which is not really in our best interest, and they don't use it the way they need to. They print unlimited amounts of money through the Bank of Canada and through our private banks, making the rich richer, which is another point. Check out that point a little bit later on. But through inflation, they keep making your money worth less and less and less. We need to stop that. They've sold all our gold reserves. Do a quick Google on that. Canada gold reserves, none, zero, zip. They have taken their hand in the cookie jar and taken all the cookies. Canadians, we are in trouble. Every year they keep inflating our money, day after day after day, and then no wonder everybody has to keep increasing their taxes. And then they keep inflating the numbers, saying our economy is actually growing. Well, guess what? If you put more and more money in the economy, and then you say, hey, look at all the dollars that we just spent and all the dollars that are generated, well, guess what? That's actually not even true economic growth. Quit lying. We need to stop doing this. Stop the bleeding. Stop the hemorrhaging. And we can fix this ship, but we got to stop the leaking. We got to plug the holes. We got to get value back into our economy here. Number 3, this is a huge one, the FairTax Act. You really got to Google this one. This is worth many, many videos in itself. It is amazing. It's simple, it's transparent, and it's 100% fair. Basically, it's the replacing of all federal income tax, all federal taxes, with a single flat tax. Super simple. We have a prebate check that untaxes the poor for every single Canadian. So it is a progressive tax. So conservatives and certain right side, the people that don't want their tax, don't tax the poor, right? Taxing the poor sounds bad. So we have a prebate check for every single Canadian that's registered, that you get a monthly paycheck. Yes, a monthly rebate check, which is not a rebate. We call it a prebate. Before you spend your money on your taxes the next month, we give you the taxes of the previous month. So we do not tax the poor, and it's basically like a small universal basic income. So some of you liberals minded people kind of like that idea too, but I'm 100% against universal income. But this is, when we pay you hundreds of dollars every month, that's kind of along the lines of that same idea. So you get no income tax taken off. You make $5,000, you go home with $5,000. You spend the money and you get taxed when you choose to. That is the FairTax Act. You really got to Google it. You really got to look it up. There's a ton of information on there, a ton of great books. That's the best I can do. Number 4, this one is near and dear to my heart. After the FairTax Act, this is converting all charitable assets, which actually are in the public sphere. If your church, temple, religion, mosque, whatever it is, if your charity, your vocal group is a charity, a CRA charity, all its assets, all that money you've given them to be good stewards, to buy buildings, to buy assets, to be good stewards with that, you think that's their, that your organizations. It is not. If they are a charity, all that money is the government's. It is in the public asset, in public sphere of charitable organizations, and they can take that money and it can be lost. With the passing of the FairTax Act, we will convert billions and billions of dollars of assets that are public assets right now back into the hands of our charitable organizations, back into our churches and temples and mosques and everything else. And then that way they don't have to then follow the charitable act and walk on eggshells. They can actually practice the freedoms of religion that they actually espouse to, but have not been practicing because they have to follow the CRA rules and practice a watered down faith. I want all charities. If you're involved in a charity, vote for the CHP, because when we pass the FairTax Act, we can convert all our charitable assets back into private assets for you. We want to do that for your charity. We want to do that, empower them to be the best charity that they can be, and free them up to be the best charity that they can be. Here's number 5, and it's a doozy also. Stop the rich from getting richer needlessly. And are the banks rich? I don't know. Why are our two dominant governments keep giving them handouts every single day? Why? When in fact, we have a Bank of Canada that is designed to be used by the government of Canada. Instead of, if we are to generate and if we are to inflate money, which I'm against and do things like that, but there are times that if we are to use and borrow money, we should borrow from our own bank, the Bank of Canada. We can charge ourselves either zero interest, or if we charge ourselves interest, we're paying it back into the Bank of Canada, which is owned by, guess who? The Canadians. But instead, our two governments are borrowing money from our private banks across Canada and paying them interest. Real interest. So not only are we borrowing money and inflating the money, which is another thing I'm against, but not only that, but we are paying them real interest. Stop the rich from getting richer. Why are our two dominant parties been doing this year after year after year? They are guilty. They need to be fired. We need to add some transparency. Stop the rich from getting richer. Borrow from the Canadian bank only. No more private bank borrowing. None. So guys, that was crazy. 5 minutes and 5 topics. There was so much I had to jump cut and edit and shave down, and there's just no way I can get all of that in. You can check out the links down below and at the end of the credits here to get different videos. Check out the playlist. Go to chp.ca for the main party's website. You can go to chpkevin.ca and CHP Kevin handle on all the different social platforms and YouTube to find all my different videos, and much more expanded with more graphics, more things like that. But this video is meant to be short, is meant to be shared. Congratulations on educating yourself. The CHP party in general, and I for sure do, need all your time, energy, money, and prayers. We need your manpower. You know, we need your hands, we need your minds, we need your people power. You know, we can't do this without you, right? I can stand up in the wilderness and bark and wave a light and make noise, which we're supposed to do as Christians. We're supposed to be a watchman. We're supposed to be a witness. We're supposed to talk and be standing and vigilant and call out evil and call out wrongs where there are wrongs. And we're also just supposed to call out the good news. We're supposed to call out good ideas and call to actions and guard the walls and fight against evils when we see evils. Human nature has been running rampant in Canada, and we are suffering the consequences of it. We need to stand up and do something. You are more than welcome, all people of all faiths, religious, not religious, you can all vote for the Christian Heritage Party. If you are part of a charity and you want their charity to be empowered and we can convert all their assets back to private assets and free them up to be a more empowered charity, to speak what they like to speak about. And guess what? Many of those topics I don't agree with, but guess what? I'm going to fight for your freedom to do that. I want your charity to be free, to be the best charity and the best vocalness as it can, and I want you to be able to support them with your money. And with the FairTax Act, we untax you in the fact that if you make $5,000, you get $5,000, and you can give that charity more money if you choose to, and that money goes further because it's unshackled, and that charity can do and say what it wants to do and say instead of needing to follow the CRA rules and walk on eggshells, because they run the risk of losing all their public assets that they are just stewarding for a short period of time. It's crazy stuff. So once again, congratulations on watching this video. Please share it, put it on Facebook, wherever you do, share it around. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, because even thumbs down, actually, if you guys give me a thumbs down, that actually helps the YouTube algorithm too. I definitely appreciate it. It's called engagement, and it really helps creators, so that is awesome. It helps get the message out. Leave your comments and questions down below. What other videos would you like to hear about? I will have a bunch of videos on a ton of my different topics, but if you drop me a question and go, hey Kevin, what's your opinion on this? I will come up with videos every so many days, and maybe I'll compile those videos, compile those questions, and answer a handful of those questions in each new video. That will be awesome. I'd totally appreciate that, and so would you as a well-informed Canadian citizen. And then you can make a proper vote. We got to get a massive amount of votes and break this, first past the post system, and actually win the majority of the votes to get into the first past the post system. Then we will get our voices to the table, and we will fight for all Canadians to get their voices heard at the future tables. We're going to pass something, a made in Canada solution for a new voting system. We'll figure it out. We'll come out with something that works for all our territories, all our provinces, from east to west, old culture, new culture, sparse cultures, different religions, different ideologies. They can all be represented with a proportional representative system. But when you have a party system that just encourages bullying and mob mentality and polarizing, why have a voting system that's polarizing? I'm sorry, Canada. We want to be inclusive. And that's what the CHP stands for, and we want that. So congratulations on finishing this video, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, goodbye. If you like that video, feel free to hit that subscribe button to catch all my other videos, and as they come out, give me a thumbs up, much appreciated. Share the video around, and of course, check out the other websites and other links down below.